Hey, what's up? Today I'll work on this little hut, outside and inside. Let's get to it. This hut gonna be part of my diorama, so I'm starting with the foundation. A few holes will do just fine. I picked bamboo as the main material. I mean, if real cabins can be made from bamboo, why not a tiny one too, right? The main reason is that it's cheap and super easy to work with. I'm building it just like a real one piece of bamboo at a time. I'm using super glue to hold it all together. The joints are kinda fragile, so I'm adding a little bits of wire to reinforce them. Pliers work great for cutting bamboo, even the thicker pieces. We've all seen bamboo before, it's hollow. So I'm making that hollow look on every piece that's gonna be visible. To keep the floor level, I'm using a bit of masking tape. Simple but effective. The edge of the diorama is round, so I'm matching that shape with the floor too. I want the cabin to have this kind of improvised look, like it was built with whatever was on hand. So I'm making rope style joints. Just wrap a thin wire around it and fix it with some super glue. It's a great way to make the model sturdier and add some nice little details too. Oh, and by the way, this trick also works great for creating individual bamboo sections. As for the floor, I'm using paper to mimic bamboo that's been split and flattened out. I picked up this technique from some videos where the locals from Asia were building floors just like that. Holes for the pillars, grooves for the woven wall, and tiny holes for the reinforcing wire. I figured out the ceiling height using a standing figure, nothing fancy. Now for the woven wall. Again, I picked this up from watching how the locals do it. They cut bamboo into thin stripes and weave sections of the wall. I'm copying that same method using paper. Now those grooves I made before really come in handy. The paper slots right in and stays perfectly in place. This one's slightly different weave just to give the cabin a bit more variety. Moving on to the ceiling. The question was how to keep it straight. I came up with a simple little temporary support. Once the ceiling was fixed in place, I just took it out. I also made a quick little jig to help with the roof beams. There's a bunch of them in a row and I wanted them to at least kinda match. I think it worked out pretty well. I decided to go with a thatched roof made from layered reeds. Roofs have been built like this forever, and yeah, an ordinary paintbrush turned out to be the perfect source of material. Oh, and by the way, I went through 4 tubes of superglue just for this roof. Here's what the door and window shutter look like, made using the same techniques as the rest of the cabin. The same goes for the leathers too. Now I'm focusing on the interior. The plan is simple, kind of a storage shed or a small workshop kind of vibe. The table looks pretty nice, but adding a wood texture really brings it to life. And of course, gotta have a rack on there. Then I'll just scatter some tools around and add the first figure to the diorama. Enough with the details, time to paint. I'm starting with a brown surfacer to even out all the different materials. Why brown? A dark brown base works great for the wood and adds some depth. The dry roof is gonna contrast nicely with the living plants around it. I'm using a lighter shade to break up the surface and the lightest one to highlight the raised details. Just make sure to wipe off the most of the paint from the brush, it should be almost dry. Dry bamboo comes in all kinds of colors, it's natural material after all. The base can range from green to brown to orange, but the surface is usually pretty light. I'm gonna try to mimic that by layering different colors. Hopefully that will break up the surface enough. Shadows need a bit of help. The model usually can't create them on its own, so I'm adding some dark brown into the corners. I keep going like that until the whole cabin is painted. Here I'm adding an extra light shade to the spots where people would usually walk or move around. Those areas are more worn out and dried up. Time for some oils. Well, just one. I'm using this shade as a wash, a filter and a layer of grime all at once. Look how easily it brings out the details and depth. Next up, the interior details. I started with the soft stuff like sex and tarps, then moved on to everything else. For the tarps and sex, I paint in layers from the darkest to the lightest. The lighter the color, the smaller area it covers. The darkest shade stays deep in the folds as a shadow, and the lightest just hits the raised parts as highlights. Depending on how much you thin the paint, you can get almost perfect blends, but I usually stick to 4 or 5 layers just to save time. I paint all the wooden surfaces in a way that brings out the wood texture. Takes a bit of time, but I really like how it turns out. I make the painted wood look pretty worn, using a fine brush to add tiny chips and scratches. For small metal objects, a graphite pencil works perfectly. Once you buff it a bit, it gives a great shine. I'm placing a local clay pot in front of the door. There are tons of reference photos online, great for getting some inspiration. Alright, the details are painted, now I just need to put it all together. Some PVA glue will hold the cabin in place. It also gives me a bit of time to adjust the position before it dries. any gaps or rough spots get filled with texture paste. Just got to glue on a few more details and we are done, my friends. So what do you think? Another main piece of the diorama is done. Let me know in the comments what do you think. Was it worth doing the interior or should I have skipped it? Either way, it was a new experience for me, especially realizing just how much time it takes to finish something like this. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, I really appreciate it. And if you like to support me even more, join me on Patreon, there's tons of extra content there. Or become a member of this channel. It really helps me keep creating. And of course, a huge thank you to all my amazing members and Patreons. Now, for a little change, we're heading up into the skies. Patreons and members already know what's coming. See you in the next one.